All right, let's talk about what's next for the internet. I mean, what comes after the web we use every single day? Well, a tech firm called LINKSPREED has a pretty big idea, and they're calling it Web4. Today, we're going to break down exactly what that is and dive into their big new project, VIVON.
So this whole thing, this entire story, it really hinges on this one concept, Web 4. And look, this isn't just about a simple upgrade, like going from 4G to 5G. This is being pitched as a total reinvention of how we live our digital lives. It's about moving way beyond the internet as we know it today.
Okay, so let's cut to the chase. What is Web 4 really? Is it just another buzzword? According to LINKSPREED, no. They're saying it's a massive fundamental shift in who's actually in control of our online world.
At its very core, Web 4 is all about putting the power back into your hands. Seriously, the whole vision is for an internet that doesn't rely on a handful of giant corporations calling all the shots. It's about giving power back to the individual, and the entire thing is built from the ground up on decentralized technology.
But, to actually build this new kind of internet, LINKSPREED says there's this one huge problem we have to solve first. And what's interesting is it has nothing to do with software. It's about the physical stuff, the actual pipes that connect us to the web.
I mean, think about it for a second. What's the point of having all this amazing decentralized software if our physical connection, the thing that actually gets us online, is still controlled by just a few giant telecom companies? They end up being the ultimate gatekeepers, right?
Here's a fantastic way to picture this. Imagine you build this incredible car, a car that represents total freedom, but you can only drive it on roads owned by one company, and they make all the rules. Are you really free? Not so much. And that's LINKSPREED's whole point. For a truly new internet, you can't just build a new car. You have to build new roads, too.
And this, right here, is where LINKSPREED enters the picture. And they're not just starting to think about this now. They've actually been laying the groundwork for this decentralized future for a while, piece by piece.
Yeah, these guys are not new to the scene at all. They're the minds behind Atrium, which is their ecosystem for decentralized social media, and also UID, a universal identity system. So if we go back to our analogy, they've already built the car, now they're focused on building that road.
Which of course brings us to the big news. On March 23, 2026, they dropped the announcement for what might be the final and honestly the most crucial piece of their whole Web 4 puzzle.
They've spun up a whole new subsidiary, and it's called VIVON. Its one and only job to solve that gatekeeper problem we were just talking about. This is their shot at building that new independent road to the internet. So, what exactly is VIVON? Well, to put it simply, it's a global mobile data service. It's all based on modern eSIM technology, which, if you're not familiar, lets you get online pretty much anywhere in the world without being locked into one of the old-school carriers.
And the CEO, Marc Herdina, he puts it really well. He calls this whole thing a shift towards digital sovereignty. Think about it. They started with the social and identity layers, making those independent. And now they're applying that exact same idea all the way down to the physical hardware that connects you.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how does this all actually fit together? It seems a little weird, right? A company that works on decentralized social media is now getting into mobile data. But that's the thing. That's the absolute key to their entire strategy. See, VIVON isn't just some standalone product. It's the last piece of the puzzle. It's what allows them to offer what they call a full-stack Web 4. And that just means they provide every single layer you need to have a completely independent experience online. And this chart really lays it all out perfectly. You can see how the whole thing clicks into place. It's a system with 3 layers. You've got UID handling your identity, you've got Atrium for all your social stuff, and now VIVON is the foundation. It's your actual connection to the internet. So VIVON is really the foundation that makes everything else work. It gives you that borderless connection. It could eventually lead to super secure hardware-level authentication using your digital identity. And maybe most importantly, it provides a fast, reliable network for this entire new ecosystem. All right, let's step back and look at the big picture for a minute. What is all of this push for a full-stack, independent internet? What does it actually mean for you and me? Well, the end goal here is pretty ambitious, to say the least. It's about giving every individual the power to connect to the internet on their own terms, without any borders or big companies telling them what they can and can't do. That's the real meaning of digital sovereignty. And that, right there, is the core of this whole thing. This entire project really leaves us with one massive question to think about. We spend all our time worrying about the apps we use and the websites we visit, but what if the connection itself, the very line to the digital world, was truly and completely your own? What would change? What would you do with that kind of freedom? That's the future LINKSPREED is trying to build.